Welcome to my channel, and please remember to like and subscribe. Today we're diving into one of the most useful composition guidelines for photographers, the rule of thirds, and when to break it. As Sean Ingersoll says, it's not really a rule but more of a guideline or best practice. The rule of thirds is simple, yet incredibly powerful in creating compelling images. Imagine dividing your frame into 9 equal parts using 2 vertical and 2 horizontal lines. This grid helps you to place elements in your photo in a way that is naturally pleasing to the eye. Where those lines intersect is where you should place your subject to create a balanced and visually engaging image. These intersection points are known as power points, and they draw the viewer's attention. By positioning your subject along these lines or intersections, you give your composition a sense of balance and allow the viewer's eye to naturally flow through the scene. This technique not only enhances the aesthetic appeal, but also adds depth and interest to your photos. Whether you're capturing landscapes, portraits, or any other type of photography, the rule of thirds can be a game changer in your creative process. So next time you frame a shot, remember to use this simple yet effective guideline to elevate your photography. Here's a quick tip for improving your photography skills. You can easily turn on the rule of thirds grid on most cameras or smartphones. This grid divides your frame into 9 equal parts, helping you to balance your composition. Use it as a guide when composing your shots. For instance, focus on aligning important elements like the eyes and portraits along these lines or intersections. Similarly, when capturing landscapes, position key features such as the horizon, trees, or buildings along the grid lines. This technique can make your photos more engaging and visually appealing. But remember, sometimes breaking the rule can lead to even more creative results. The rule of thirds is a guideline, not a law. By stepping outside of this conventional framework, you can discover new ways to express your artistic vision. For example, you might want to fill the frame with your subject, centering them for a bold, dramatic effect. This technique can create a powerful visual impact, making your subject the undeniable focal point of the image. It can evoke a sense of strength and presence, or pull back and place your subject far off center, drawing attention to negative space and creating an intentional imbalance that adds tension or intrigue. This approach can make your composition more dynamic and thought-provoking, encouraging viewers to explore the entire frame and engage with the story you're telling. Some compositions even follow a natural Z pattern where the viewer's eye zigzags through the image. So, practice makes perfect. Whether you're following or breaking the rule of thirds, experiment with your compositions and see what works best for your style. Don't forget to share your results in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. In this chapter, we will delve deeper into advanced techniques for using the rule of thirds in various photography genres. Stay tuned for some expert tips and tricks. First, let's explore landscape photography. Placing the horizon line along the top third or bottom third of the frame can dramatically enhance the visual appeal of your shots. Next, in portrait photography, aligning your subject's eyes along the top third line can create a more engaging and balanced composition. For street photography, consider placing points of interest at the intersections of the thirds to guide the viewer's eye through the scene naturally. Finally, in macro photography, using the rule of thirds can help isolate your subject and emphasize intricate details by positioning the focal point off-center. Remember, mastering these advanced techniques will take your photography to the next level. So, grab your camera and start experimenting. Now let's explore some common mistakes photographers make when applying the rule of thirds and how to avoid them. One frequent mistake is overemphasizing the rule. While the rule of thirds is a powerful tool, relying on it too heavily can make your compositions predictable and less dynamic. Remember, it's just one of many compositional tools at your disposal. Another common error is ignoring the subject's context. Placing a subject on the thirds while neglecting the background can lead to distracting or unbalanced images. Always consider the entire scene, not just the placement of your main subject. Also be mindful of the subject's direction and gaze. For example, if your subject is looking or moving in a particular direction, leave some space in that direction to create a sense of balance and flow. Placing the subject too close to the edge can make the composition feel cramped and awkward. Lastly, avoid being too rigid with the rule. Photography is an art form, and sometimes breaking the rule of thirds can create more compelling and unique images. Experiment with different compositions and trust your creative instincts. By being aware of these common mistakes and knowing how to avoid them, you can use the rule of thirds more effectively, and create stunning, well-balanced photographs. Keep practicing and refining your skills, and you'll see a noticeable improvement in your work. Finally, let's wrap up with a quick recap and some additional resources for mastering the rule of thirds on your photography journey. Throughout this video, we've explored the rule of thirds, understanding its principles, applying it in practice, knowing when to break it, and avoiding common mistakes. Remember, the rule of thirds is a guideline to enhance your compositions, not a strict rule to follow in every shot. Use it to add balance and interest to your photos, but don't be afraid to experiment and find your unique style. To help you further, we've compiled a list of additional resources you can explore. Check out photography books like The Photographer's Eye by Michael Freeman. Link on comments to purchase, which delves deeply into composition techniques. Online platforms like YouTube and photography blogs offer countless tutorials and tips. Websites like Pexels and Unsplash provide excellent examples of well-composed images that you can study and learn from. Also, consider joining photography communities and forums where you can share your work, receive feedback, and learn from fellow photographers. Remember, mastering the rule of thirds and other compositional techniques takes practice and time. Keep experimenting, stay curious, and most importantly, enjoy the creative process. Thank you for watching, and happy shooting.